Oh, say hi. Let me know where you're watching me from or joining us from. I'm just taking a couple of seconds to make sure that we are indeed live on both platforms. Hello, Flory. Hi, Oyuki. Kathy, hope you're doing well. Got your messages. I will definitely reply you back very shortly. Hope you're taking some time to rest. Hi, Maria, Donna, Anita. Welcome, Marilyn. Awesome. Thank you so much for watching. Those, it looks like it's mostly you guys from YouTube, but let me make sure that I'm live on, sorry, most of you guys are on Facebook. I just want to make sure I'm up on, okay, I am live. Okay, perfect. Welcome to the very end of September. Who is ready for 2021 as we head into the final quarter of 2020? Most of us were planning ahead, right? Whether you have a business or whatever it is. Usually, for me anyway, I usually have my business plan for my goals and everything that I want to set out to do in 2021. So how are you guys doing? I know this year has been quite a bit of changes and upheavals to many of our lifestyles and our lives. So hopefully you guys are doing as best as possible and hanging in there if it's not looking too rosy right now. We all have our ups and downs in life. For me, I always remind myself, this too shall pass. Obviously, I didn't coin it, but it's been my mantra for the longest time. And a lot of the things that we go through is temporary. I know sometimes it's hard to believe it. God knows. I've been in situations in my life where it feels like I've been struggling with this, whatever it is, for so long. It's hard to hang on to the idea that it can be a temporary blip in our lives. But, hindsight 2020, right? When we look back into the things that we've struggled in the past, we came through. My mom would say, by hook or by crook, we came through. So hopefully you guys are aligning yourself with the best energy as possible. And that brings me to today's topic, which is location versus direction. And I feel like in the fast food feng shui world, there's a lot of overemphasis on location. And we'll talk about it, the difference, in a minute. And I'll also talk about when do you use location, when do you use direction, and what, obviously, in all situations, both of them are a factor, okay? So how many of you guys have heard me or some other feng shui experts talk about the differences here, location versus direction, and how it impacts your feng shui? If this is the first time you've heard about it, put it down in the comment, okay? If you know a little bit about it, put it down in the comment as well. I want to hear from you, okay? So basically, location, very simply, is where you're located. I actually have a simple layout here. Let me just share it with you guys. Okay. Whoops. Making sure you're not seeing my stuff at that in here. Okay. So here's a layout, okay? And let's say this is south. Oops. I really should have done this earlier. Sorry. Okay. So now we're looking at direction, okay? South, north, northeast, southwest, west, east, southeast, northwest. Okay? Now, if you were to look at this house, okay, the way we demarcate in my lineage, the lineage of Grandmaster Tanyang Wu, this one, this house is actually missing the northeast. What is this? This is the bathroom. Okay. I'm just going to do a quick demarcation here. Those of you guys who have taken my annual training, you know how I do my demarcation. For those of you who have not joined me in my annual training, I'm not going to go through how my school does the demarcation here, but this is just very generally how it looks like. Okay, so this is the center, and we have the northwest and the north. You can kind of demarcate it this way, but really not quite. Okay, so if a person is to sit on this couch, based on the demarcated layout of this house, where is this person located? Put it in the comment. What do you think? Where is this guy located? Anyone want to guess? Direction wise, okay, direction, we have north, south, east, west, northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. Where is this guy located? Northwest, okay? But so let's say there's no TV here. Oh, I guess this is the TV over here, okay? Let's say this is the TV stand, okay? And he's so he is, let me just actually get a better one. So let's say he's sitting here. So he's sitting in the northwest location of this house. But if he's watching TV, and this is the TV over here, his face is looking this way, what is his direction? What is his direction while he's watching TV, looking here? Okay, Christina saying south. Yes. Well, Christina took my course, so she knows. Right? They're looking south. Okay? So this person is located in the northwest, seated facing south. That's the difference. So why do we need to know all this? Hold on. Okay. Why do we need to know all this? Because you could be, let's say you have, okay, I'm going to ask you guys who do my annual training for Feng Shui 2020. What is the most afflicted direction in the east? What is the most afflicted direction in 2020 this year? Where is the 5 yellow or the number 5? Where is the most afflicted direction in 2020 this year? Which is the number 5, or also called the 5 yellow. It's in the east. Okay, so this is the most afflicted direction this year. Okay, because this is the east room. Oh, I just saw that there's a bathroom here. Okay, so this is the east part of the layout. So if you only have one bedroom, okay, if you only have one bedroom and it is the most afflicted, let's say for the year or for the month, what can you do? To help, you want to try to get into an auspicious direction, okay? Because right now this guy, location is bad, right? Right now the location is bad. But let's try to get a good direction. Now we're not looking at the permanent energy right now, okay? We are not looking at permanent energy right now. So I'm just saying that this recommendation here is very generalized, okay? Very generalized. What are the auspicious directions this year in 2020? I want you guys to put it out in the comment there. And we're looking at the number 8, the number 9, and the number 1. Where is 8, 9, and 1? Okay, auspicious for 2020. The 8, yeah, you guys got it. So 8 is in the northwest, 9 is in the west, and then 1 is in the northeast. Again, we are only looking at annual energy right now. We have yet to look at permanent energy. But if annual energy is all you know, okay, then this location being bad, right now, the bed as it is, what is the bed as it currently is right now? What direction is it facing? What direction is that? So this guy is sleeping down. When he wakes up, what direction is he looking at? Put it down in the comment. I want to see. He's looking west. Yes. So he is in a bad, the location of the bedroom is bad. Okay. But at least where annual energy is concerned, he's looking at an auspicious direction for 2020. You guys get it? It would be best if you have good location and good direction. But if you don't have, if you're missing out on one of it, try your best to get the other one. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So yeah, and that is how that is just one of the many ways. I see some of you guys took my certification course. Suzanne, Christina, Sylvia, some of you guys took my certification course. We dive into location and direction in a way that you guys have never seen in online articles or books, right? Those who took my certification course. Yeah, because this, you guys, this location and location versus direction that I talk about here is just like surface. Okay, I have to say in my certification course we go way deeper, much more advanced. You can never find it in any, I don't know about Chinese feng shui books, but I know you can't find it in English feng shui books for sure, right? Silva says yes. Yeah, so that is one thing. Okay, and let me share something else in terms of, so do you guys see the difference now between location and direction? You can be you know, in a bad direction, good location, or vice versa, right? Or good on both, or bad on both. Okay, so let's look at, oh, actually, let's just start brand new. Okay, so now we still have the directions here. Oops. Okay, so we're not looking at the bedroom anymore. Let's look at, where's the front door for this thing? I literally just grabbed this layout like 5 minutes before we went live. Where is the front door for this thing? I'm assuming it's here. Okay, so let's say this is the front door. I'm going to use a different color. Okay, so here's the front door. All right, So where this front door is, where is the location of the door for this layout? Where's the location of this door? Location of this door. It's in the south. Okay. What is the direction of this door? It is also in the south. Okay. So whatever energy, so this door is located in the south. Directionally, it's facing the south. So where annual energy is concerned or monthly energy is concerned, that door is very susceptible to whatever flying star flies to the South Palace. And for those of you who did Feng Shui 2020, what is in the south this year? What is in the south this year? It's the number 2. It's illness and stress. And this is just a peek into how Flying Star can forecast that people who live here will have a very big challenge in terms of managing their stress and staying healthy. Okay, especially if you add the fact that there's the number 2 here, which is illness and stress this year, and the number 5 here, which is general challenges, loss, accidents, ill health, financial difficulties, which is the bedroom. Okay, because remember, in residential Flying Star, the 3 most important areas are the front door, the kitchen, and the bedroom. We're not talking about the kitchen right now, but just looking at the front door and the bedroom, the energy for this year alone is very challenging for whoever lives in that house. Okay? Because the location of the negative flying stars, the way it's situated in this layout, is not supportive of whoever lives in that house. Especially, it looks like, well, there's 3 bedrooms, so especially the person who uses the bedroom here. Okay? Because this person is absorbing the negative energy at the front door and also absorbing the negative energy in the bedroom. The one thing that is kind of making it a little bit better for him is that he is facing a good direction where his sleeping arrangement is concerned. Okay. In advanced Feng Shui, we look at the door. We look at, for the kitchen, we look at the stove. Even, when I do TV or work desk placement for my clients, I look at which direction they're facing as well. Okay. So this is, next question. I'm surprised no one's asked me this. Oh, what about my Kwa number? What about my Kwa number? If you guys, I'm going to do a quick promo here. Okay. If you are still worried about Kwa number, what I can say is go to bit.ly/Feng Shui School Series over here. I'm looking over the side because my TV monitor is over here. Okay. Get my free video series where I talk about the school of Feng Shui that everyone should stop doing. And then a newbie, school of Feng Shui or method of Feng Shui. That's great for people who are brand new to Feng Shui. And then also the intermediate and advanced methods of Feng Shui. The advanced, obviously I'm not teaching advanced methods in like a free video series because there's so much to cover in there. But the purpose of the video series really is to break a lot of myths and to really give you guys an insight on how real feng shui is done. Like just what we did just now with the location and direction. How many of you have been exposed to this information? How many of you have heard it presented the way it's been presented here? Right? Even if some of you do, I'm quite sure that the numbers are very small. Because you guys, a lot of the feng shui information out there is diluted, it's bastardized, they take a few people came to me after they did the they opted into my free video series, and then they were like, Safrina, what do you think about this teacher or this teacher? I haven't heard of all of them, but I go to their website, and some of them, they start off with feng shui foundational information, but they build all sorts of these fluffy stuff around it, and I'm like, where did they get this? I've never heard mine or other grandmasters talk about feng shui this way, and those grandmasters have done classical feng shui almost their whole lives now, and yet these, not just one, these new teachers come up with their own spin of doing furniture placements and then marketing it as feng shui. So all I can say when I get questions like that is like, I looked at his or her website. I don't think you should follow what they're teaching. At least not if you want to learn feng shui, right? If what they're doing is working, great. But they really shouldn't market it as feng shui. It's really, it's like yoga. Who in here have gone to, let's say, India and studied under a yogi, went to an ashram for like a month or so, whatever, or you went, or you have, or your yogic lineage is like well known, and then you come back to our modern day European countries, and then you hear people talk about beer yoga or goat yoga, or I don't know what else, I don't know, all sorts of bastardized versions of yoga. You know what I'm saying, right? They just take the foundational stuff and then just blow it up into something that they think that can make them quick money. Okay, it's a gimmick, unfortunately. So yeah, so that is what I wanted to share today. Any questions? General, I can take general questions. I cannot take questions that's specific to your house, because you can, if you go into bit.ly/feng shui school series, you will know why I cannot answer questions specific to your place, because I don't have enough information about it to even give a recommendation, okay? If you want to learn more about how proper feng shui is done, then join me in my video series. Real feng shui is not simple, you guys. And I know you're frustrated, okay? You want to know what to do. You want to get results. But if you want to do it properly and get good, proper results, you need to go through the proper channels, the proper routes. Okay? There is really no shortcuts in feng shui. Okay? Okay. So basic things to sell a home. This is tricky, but generally, okay, if you've already done, whenever I get a phone call from people who have their house listed, or even real estate agents, either the real estate agents or the owners give me a call, and like, Safrina, the house has been listed for months now. It's not moving. My question is, how's the price? Are you asking too much? Okay, if you're so this is when I was still apprenticing under my master. So this was a big, beautiful house that I think was listed for about $2 million here around Toronto. Okay, Toronto real estate's not cheap, but $2 million is definitely above the the market rate. And so I went with my master and we did the feng shui, and then I bumped into the client and she said, the feng shui still hasn't worked. My house is still not sold. But you know what? When we pulled up to the house, me and my master, when we pulled up to the house, and my first impression was the neighborhood. It wasn't really a nice street. And all the other houses along that street, they're like bungalows. And here, her house stuck out like a sore thumb. Like those other bungalows maybe went for maybe 600,000. But she's asking, I believe, 2.1 or 2.2 million. Now, if you're plonking $2 million into a house, you want it to be a nice street, right? So in my head, I didn't tell her, but in my head, I was like, I wouldn't want to spend $2 million to live on that street. Not to say 500-600 is crappy. They're cute bungalows, actually. It's just people who want to spend $2 million, they're in a different lifestyle or mindset, right? So if you're trying to sell a house, before you even look at feng shui, how's your location? What are you asking? Do you have a good agent? How's the nearby schools? What kind of amenities are nearby? If that is still not enough to move it, then you look at feng shui. But feng shui cannot override what most owners do, which is ask too much for their house. Okay. But if you tick all the boxes, right? Your real estate agent thinks your price is fair, your location is great, whatever. All the other homes in comparable homes in your area are being snapped up, but not yours. Then you look at feng shui. Because guys, feng shui is not magic. Don't treat it as such. Feng shui, classical feng shui, is knowing how the energy moves, knowing how to activate the positive and then minimize the negative. Okay? Which is why I always talk about above and beyond feng shui. Once you do the feng shui, you have to do the other stuff. Don't rely on feng shui alone to get you the results that you seek. You have to work with it, meet it halfway. Okay. Okay. Christina's asking, in the line that you teach, do we have a good place for family photos and meditation corner? I'm at a loss there. Family photos, honestly, you can put anywhere. You can literally put your family photos anywhere. That's another really big feng shui myth, that you can only put, I don't know, what do they say to put the feng shui in the photos? Is there a family direction? It's been so long since I even looked at fast food feng shui stuff. I don't want to waste my time or my energy on it. But family photos, whatever, you can put it anywhere. Okay? Meditation, personally, I like to do meditation in an afflicted area because it's quiet, it's low activity, right? Meditating is a very yin activity as opposed to a gym, right? A gym room, which is very yang because you're constantly moving, you're huffing and puffing, right? You probably have music blasting. So so for meditation, I'm perfectly fine. And in fact, I've recommended this to my clients many times over, to use, let's say, a number 5 room or a number 7 room as a meditation room, because they're keeping it, because of the activity. You have a room in the house, it's unrealistic for me to tell my clients to never use that room, right? So if you have to find a usage for it, then the meditation or some quiet usage is fine. I wouldn't use it for sleeping though, because sleeping, you sleep like 6+ hours every night. I wouldn't want you to be in there absorbing that negative energy for 6 hours or more, right? But meditating, you guys, meditating is like 10-20 minutes. Even transcendental meditators, they do 20-minute runs, right? You're not in there for hours on end. So that's how you do it, Christina. Okay. I'm only looking at generalized questions here, okay? Because you guys are asking questions that are very specific to your homes. Okay. Okay. So Florie's got a good question. If I have to choose between direction or location, which is more important? Okay, so let's talk about annual energy. Let's talk about this year's. Okay. Where is the Grand Duke direction, you guys? Those who did my Feng Shui 2020, you should know this. Where is the Grand Duke energy this year? Where is the Grand Duke energy this year? Put it in the comments. I want to see who knows this. More than just north. Remember, there's north 1, north 2, north 3. Where is Grand Duke? Not north 1, not north. 15 degrees, you guys. Not north 1, Sylvia. North 2. Okay. So, by all means, don't face the Grand Duke, which this year is in north 2. So if you have to choose between a bad location and a bad direction, make sure it's not north 2 direction. Okay? For Tai Shui, in Chinese, Tai Shui, 可坐不可想, meaning you can sit in the north 2 area, but you cannot face the north 2 direction. Okay? I'll repeat. For Grand Duke, you can sit in the Grand Duke area, which is the location. You cannot, must not sit or sleep facing Grand Duke. Okay? What about the number 5? Number 5 is different, right? Number 5 goes 45 degrees of the whole, so it takes up the whole direction. And number 5 this year is in the east. So it takes up east 1, east 2, and east 3. So going back to this, for instance, okay, okay, so for instance, this one, I would not have this guy sleeping this way. Okay, hold on. Let's try a different color. I would not have this guy sleeping this way, because then he would, when he wakes up, he's looking what direction? East. Okay? When he wakes up, he's looking in the east direction. So now this guy is in the east bedroom location, okay? And facing the east as well, which is the direction. Double whammy. Okay. So if you have to, it's hard to say. It really is case by case. Whose question was that? Flory? It really is case by case. But for me, the absolute no-no for direction is especially when it comes to annual. And if you want to dial it down further, it's monthly. Okay? Do not face Grand Duke. Do not face the number 5. And I would even add, do not face number 7. Okay? where location is concerned. Hey, Josie. Actually, let me try. And then, okay. And then when it comes to location, and we're only looking, let's say we're only looking at the annual energy right now. Where is the 3 killings, you guys? Those in the course, you know it's 90 degrees, but those in the annual training, they know it as 45, okay? That's fine. Where is the 3 killings this year? The 3 killings is in the south this year. So I would not, and where 3 killings is concerned, 可向不可做, you can face 3 killings, you should not use the 3 killings area. Okay? So there's no hard and fast rule that location is better than direction. It really is depending on the case, Flory. Okay? Guys, if anything, the unfortunate part about Feng Shui is it is very unique to different situations. Those who took the certification, you guys know, when we go through the textbook, right, I say this is generally how we do it, but there are always exceptions to the rules. There's no blanket or generalized Feng Shui. No way. No way it'll work. Okay? It is very case by case. So that's part of what makes Feng Shui fun for me, because I feel like an energy investigator. I'm investigating all these things. But at the same time, I can understand it's really frustrating for you guys who are not trained in it, because there are always exceptions to the rules. There's no hard and fast rules for anything. Okay. Actually, I had someone asked me, your certification course is 4 days. How much can you teach in 4 days? I've seen certification courses who run for 4 years. Now, I have not seen a course that runs for 4 years, but this is what this person tells me. Even if it's 4 years, you will never be able to see all the potential case studies out there. Okay? Even me, having done Feng Shui for 10 plus years now, there are still situations that I have never seen before that I still have to go to my grandmaster for, right? Or go to my peers for. The 4 days is to give you guys the textbook, give you guys the knowledge, give you guys the SOP, the standard of operation where Feng Shui is concerned. And that is also why we have the Facebook private support group, because I know you're going to need more than the 4 days, but you don't need the 4 years either. Okay, it's more of a marketing ploy. Feng Shui is a lifelong learning. I'm sure 10-20 years from now, someone will build a house that I've never seen before, and it will still stump me. Okay, it's not the quantity of the teaching. I have to say the quality of the teaching is obviously utmost important for me, right? So that's what makes it different. Yeah, Gabriella says it's fascinating and complicated at the same time. So that's the world of Feng Shui, unfortunately. Okay. Isabella is asking a very common question. What is more strong, permanent, annual, or monthly? I think I covered this in the last one, in the last live stream. But the permanent energy has more dramatic and more long-term effect. But it takes a while to build up. Okay? Where negative energy is concerned, this is my observation, where negative permanent energy is concerned, usually the switch turns on by the 3rd year. If a house has bad energy for finances or health or relationships, by the third year, they will see it. Okay? Annual energy moves faster, And the results will be more midterm, mid-length. Okay, it might affect you for another year after whatever happens. Okay, the monthly energy moves fastest, but the result that come from it is the most temporary, generally. So what I just said about permanent, annual, and monthly is all generally. We still don't know what's happening to the person's astrology. We don't know what's happening in the, maybe there's a layer of front door and kitchen and bedroom being afflicted all at the same month or all at the same year, right? Maybe that person's got karmic debt and the feng shui, the negative feng shui is just meeting it, and that combination made it worse than it should. You know, there's so many other factors, but generally, permanent energy is the most, like illness wise, right? If I were to use generally, using illness as a thing, or let's say a relationship, let's do relationship. We're done with talking about illness, aren't we? Okay, so if let's say a permanent energy is bad for relationship, if they've lived there for a while, then you're looking at potentially either affairs or divorces. If let's say the energy, the annual energy is bad for relationship, maybe it's just like the couple or even like family relationships struggling that year. Okay, and after that year is done, it'll get better. If it's the monthly, maybe it's just a month of like explosive arguments, and then after that month, the negative monthly energy passes, things kind of calm down again. That's just like a guideline. Okay. So I hope that answers it. Sylvia's got a good question. Is the energy of 5 and 7 as bad as the 3 killings and Grand Duke? Different teachers might have different opinions on this, but as long as you're not triggering 3 killings or Grand Duke via renovation, okay, if you're not doing any renovation and it's not triggering 3 killings or Grand Duke, then 5 and 7 is definitely more negative. Okay, and you're not facing Grand Duke, yeah, it's definitely more negative. Yeah, you're still learning, right, Sylvia? We're all still learning. Honestly, I'm still learning. I'm just 10 years ahead of you guys. You know? So yeah, it is complicated, and that's what makes it unique. And that's also part of the reason why it's hard for me to answer questions that are specifically to your house. You really don't want generalized advice because you could potentially do it wrong. And I don't want to give you advice without seeing the full picture, which can potentially make things worse for you, right? So yeah, learning more and more every day. All right, any other questions before we sign off? It is a practice, and that's why it is a lifelong journey as well. And that's why on my certification course, I say you take 4 days to learn something that you can use for the rest of your life. It is a lifelong practice, okay? And commitment to Feng Shui, because I know certain placements, certain usage, certain recommendations are not easy to follow, right? So yeah, the certification course is online, at least for the time being, while the whole world is dealing with the pandemic and international travel is not seen as very safe. So for now it will be online, but there's definitely a chance that the Grandmaster, because the course that I teach is as an affiliate of the Grandmaster School in Asia. And so I follow his directive. So if he says, okay, COVID is good now, people are starting to fly again, stop the online course, go back to in-person, it could totally happen. And if that's his directive, I have to follow. Okay. Yes, Josie's going to be joining. Awesome. Nilsen, the next course is actually January 21st till the 24th. So if you guys are interested, send me a private message or email me and I'll give you the information after I discern that I will let you apply, because not everyone will be accepted into the school. Okay. House flooded. Oh, Suzanne, I am so sorry. That's a lot. That's a lot for you to handle. I am so sorry. Especially your daughter. I know it must be so hard on you right now. Give me, Suzanne, I believe you're in manifesting code, aren't you? I think you're in manifesting code. If you are, then we're going to do a monthly group clearing. I'll talk about it more in the manifesting code group. But yeah, yes, you are. Okay, perfect. So I will post it in the manifesting code Facebook group, and you can put up a request for a group clearing, and I'm gonna give instructions on how everyone can also ask for energetic support and also do energetic clearing for other people as well. As much as we request, we should also give, right? And you know, the MC family would be more than happy to help you, go through this tough time here. All right. So I will leave you guys here. And if there are any additional questions or any other topics you'd like me to cover, let me know. If you haven't opted into my video series, please do so here, bit.ly/Feng Shui School Series. And actually, we are doing the demarcation webinar for Feng Shui 2021. It's happening tonight. So if you have not yet joined us in Feng Shui 2021, do so right now. Our second live training happens tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, where we go over, I'm going to take some of the members' layouts and we'll go over how to demarcate certain layouts. Those of you who are already registered, you would have gotten an email with the video call link for tonight. It's also on the portal, and I've also put it in the Facebook group. There's 3 different ways, and actually it's in the eventable table as well. Calendar, I should say. So there's 4 ways for you to get information about tonight's call. But if you can't join us live, then the replay will be uploaded to the portal as well as on the Facebook group. All right. So thank you so much, everyone. Great questions. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.